Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Football Fignuts podcast. This is Season 6, Episode 32. Put them all together and you stack them all up on a plate. It is 271 episodes. I'm Craig.
And I am allergies.
And Britt is allergic to everything.
Everything. Oh my God. I was fine. And then we had like a bout of 5 days of rain here in Connecticut.
Yeah.
And when that cleared out, it was like every tree just took out horrible vengeance on my sinuses.
Yeah.
So
it's bad time to be allergic to anything if you are in New England.
if I sound off, it's because I am. And yeah, I'm still here. I will try to mute the mic if I sneeze, but otherwise we are still here. But let's start where we always start. Craig, what are you drinking tonight?
So tonight I am going with a lighter beverage. It's still an IPA. This is, I have a can and I already opened it. It's a can of Little Sister from Gray Sail Brewing. It's a session IPA.
It's Sessions' answer to Captain's Daughter.
Yes it is.
Nice.
It's very good, very easy to drink. I definitely, these type of beers, people like them when it's warmer out, but for me lately, I think I've been so deep in the IPA, double IPA, New England IPA pool. It's nice to have something to drink, something different. So
yes, absolutely. I am drinking diet soda because this past week the drinking started last Wednesday and went all through the weekend
till Sunday, because I was there for that part.
Through Sunday. And when I sat down and I'm one of those people, I don't prescribe there's variance when you want to have a few drinks. It does not make you an alcoholic if you have X number of drinks a day, things like that. The guideline that the government in the US has is 5 drinks in one day or 14 in a week. Beyond that is when you're you should watch what you're doing. So I sat back and I said, okay, well, man, I had drinks pretty much every day for the last week. How many beers did I consume? And I totaled it up and I had 18 drinks in 5 days. And I said, okay, time to slow it down a notch.
It's not like you're on a cruise.
I'm not on a cruise. And knowing that we're going away in 10 days to a place that has got beer flowing like water, I am being exceptionally careful right now. So I have diet soda.
That's fair. That is fair.
Just playing it safe, kids. Don't worry. Oh, God, I'm yawning now.
Oh, no.
That's the other thing. My allergies typically make me very, very tired. Well, guys, the draft is over. I'm going to tell you, I watched exactly 0 minutes of it. I have done no analysis of the draft. I want to see. I did say our work begins after the draft. But I still think there's a lot of other stuff to talk about. Craig, did you watch any of the draft?
I did. I watched some of the first round, just to see what happened, and nothing really
earth-shattering.
Nothing really earth-shattering happened. Some people dropped several spots compared to where people thought they were going to go. But nothing too earth-shattering, I think.
Honestly, the only thing that I found earth-shattering was the DeAndre Swift trade.
That was not expected.
That was unexpected. I love it for the Eagles. Absolutely love it, because they're banking on a guy with an injury history while they're looking around them at 3 other guys with an injury history.
So that's more like, which one of these guys is going to be hurt less?
One of you needs to survive the season.
Or at least be able to finish the season. If you can get hurt week 2 and come back in week 10, great.
I mean, and that's the other thing too. I absolutely forgot, but Miles Sanders is a Panther.
Yes.
So Miles Sanders is gone. So if I look at the Philadelphia depth chart, who else is still there? Boston Scott?
Yeah, because they have to play the Giants twice a year. He's the only one that scores touchdowns against them.
Honestly, I would designate him for the practice squad and call him up twice a year. I'm telling you right now, that's this year people are gonna flock to him, and it's gonna be insane. Oh wow, okay. You know who else is there? I forgot this. Oh my God, the Eagles. The Eagles are I'm reading their roster.
Okay.
I'm looking at their depth chart. I'm just gonna jump right into this really quick.
Sure.
Did you watch the Netflix series that's based on the video game League of Legends?
No, I want to though.
I forget what it's actually called. It's not called League of Legends, it's like called League of Legends like Dynasties or something. It's got like some sort of special name. The very last episode closed with an original song sung by Sting called What Could Have Been. And it's basically a lament of the main character that their life has gone completely off the rails from their family. Their family's on one side of this battle, they're on another, and they're singing, and he sings a song called What Could Have Been.
Okay.
I am hearing that song in my head as I look at their roster, because all of these guys are guys that can look back at their career like this character does in this show and say, this could have been different. We all know Jalen Hurts is the starter, but Marcus Mariota is the backup.
Yep.
DeAndre Swift is right now listed as the starter. Behind him is Rashad Penny.
Oh my god, I forgot. I forgot about Rashad Penny because he's been hurt since he started playing.
The rest of the running backs are Kenneth Gainwell and Boston Scott. Then I look at the wideouts. Okay, A.J. Brown, but Olamide Zacharias is there.
Yep.
Devonta Smith is there. Devin Allen is there. Quez Watkins is still there.
He is? Oh man.
Dan Arnold is the backup tight end.
Who?
Remember Dan Arnold from the Panthers?
Oh, that's
At like
right.
3 games? Yeah, everyone's like,
right.
Dan Arnold is the future of the Carolina Panthers passing game. He is? Does somebody want to tell him that? So I'm looking at this, and the song I'm referencing has like this very long, sad, sorrowful like violin solo, and it's stuck in my head as I look at this list of names, all of whom were like, this guy's the future at some point. And now they're all in the second string of the Philadelphia Eagles. Like 10 years ago, the second string of the 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, the second string Philadelphia Eagles would sound like a decent starting lineup. It would be Mariota, Rashad Penny, Zacchaeus, Devin Allen, and Tyree Cleveland with Dan Arnold at tight end.
I mean, that's a serviceable lineup.
Like 5 years ago, you'd be like, all right, that team can win 7 or 8 games. Easy. Easy. By themselves, that team can win 7 or 8 games. And I just look at this and I'm like, this is so sad. They've traded DeAndre Swift right now is projected by ESPN to be the opening day starter. So I hope you like playing against the dime, because you're going to see a lot of it, Jalen. A lot of it. You're going to have one linebacker who spies you every time the ball gets hiked, and then the rest of it's going to be coverage.
Yes.
Wow. I had no idea the Eagles had made this many changes. All right. Anyway. So that was the only thing that shocked me about the draft. That was it. Let's take a quick look at, go ahead.
Oh no, I think the only thing for me that was shocking was that Steelers took an extra round to draft Joey Porter's son.
They knew he'd be there. You know what I mean?
That's
Those legacy
true.
picks.
That's true.
Screw it. The Chiefs got a C from Roto Baller. I don't even know who they drafted. Let's see, a couple edge rushers. That's good because Frank Clark is a free agent and probably not coming back. A couple of edge rushers, a defensive tackle, one wide receiver, an offensive tackle. Okay, couple defensive players. All right. What did the Bengals do? And they gave him a C. The Cincinnati Bengals draft grade from Roto Baller is an A.
Yeah, they really liked. I was kind of shocked by them taking Myles Murphy at their first pick, but it could work out. Work out.
They picked 3 defensive players to start the draft.
Yep.
And
I mean, they need a secondary, so. But I'm assuming this is them thinking Trey Hendrickson isn't going to be around that much longer, either like in Cincinnati or playing football in general. And I think right now this is his long-term replacement.
Yeah, Roto Baller is predicting Chase Brown will fill the void left by Samaj Perine.
Oh. Man,
I mean,
I wish him well. I wish him and his beard well. I liked him as a player.
You guys drafted a punter, so you must be feeling okay about your lineup overall.
We did. Did you see the punter's mustache?
No.
Look up his mustache.
Brad Robbins.
It's a very he's kind of, and he's bald, so you would think he would say like bully. Yes, bully.
Oh my God, yes. He looks like he needs to be shirtless in slacks in that old-timey boxing
Yep,
stance.
and just like like putting his arms like in a circle motion with his fists up.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes. Are fisticuffs going to develop?
exactly.
It's a bully day for a mild bout of fisticuffs. Care for some athletics? That yes, this guy, yeah.
Yep,
Oh, he went to Michigan? I'm
he
sorry.
did. Like he just has to kick the ball, so it's all right.
That's fair. That's fair. So, okay, what else struck you about the draft? Fill me in because like I said, I didn't, and we have other things to discuss. We don't have to spend a lot of time on it, but what did you see that was interesting to you, or is there anything intriguing you want to see how it plays out, or is it just kind of like wait and see at this point?
I think it's wait and see at this point. The Atlanta Falcons. Damn it, I'm gonna pronounce his name wrong, so I'm sorry. Bijane, Bijan Robinson. He's a running back. That to me was interesting. Atlanta needs a whole bunch of help, so I think that's one of the more interesting picks of the draft. The Ravens drafted Zay Flowers. He's a receiver. He's 5'9" and 182 pounds. I don't see... Knowing Lamar is going to be back, I don't know. And with Odell being there, I just don't see him making a giant impact. Because let's face it, folks. Yeah. The Ravens are not a passing team if Lamar is playing. He's going to run first and then pass. So...
Yeah, I mean, we while we were gone, Lamar Jackson got his contract.
Yes.
1 year, $32 million. Am I reading that right?
I think so.
No, that's gotta be old, isn't it?
No,
1 year?
I think that's guaranteed. I don't know. I have to look it up.
What the hell is it? This looks like an old article. I just searched it really quick because I didn't know off the top of my head. 5 year, $260 million. Yeah, that sounds a little bit more like what we're looking at here. So, yeah, I mean, that happened. I don't know what to make of Baltimore on the surface. I just don't.
They just better hope Lamar doesn't get hurt again, like in week 3.
And importantly, and this flew under the radar because Lamar Jackson in Baltimore's big signing, but the Chiefs signed Lamar Jackson, the cornerback.
Oh.
Today.
Oh.
He played with the Jets, Bears, and Broncos, which, as you all know, are exceptional defensive teams.
They are.
Well, the Jets are decent, but the Bears and the Broncos.
Not so much.
You pilfered a quarterback from the goddamn Broncos.
He was on the field a lot.
That's like that's like the 99-cent bin of defensive players is the Denver Broncos. I mean, I don't know.
So question for you, because we were last season, we were both decent fans of Dawson Knox.
Yes, I had him high preseason.
The Bills drafted a tight end with their first pick, someone named Dalton, go figure. Dalton Kincaid. Is a Dawson Knox experiment over?
I don't think it's over. I think they need insurance because Dawson Knox came on late in the year. And he had like a stretch. He didn't catch a touchdown for like 8 games and then caught every... Hold on, I'm pulling it up. He came on super late last year. And because I remember screaming into this very microphone, I told you this was going to happen. I just was off by like 8 games.
And so, the side thing, I'm looking at the Bills' depth chart. I don't know who any of their backup receivers are.
The Bills?
Yes.
I'll take a look at that in a second. All right, so regular season. All right, let's start with opening day against the Rams. Let's just go down the numbers. All right, so he does not catch a touchdown until week, what is this, against Kansas City. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's week 5. He catches touchdown. He only had 6 touchdowns. He catches 4 in his last 4 games. So there's that. But opening night, 1 catch, 5 yards. Tennessee, 4 for 41. Okay, that's better. Miami, 4 for 25. Baltimore, 3 for 40. I'm sorry. Yeah, Miami, 3 for 40. Baltimore targeted 6 times, but 3 for 40. Kansas City, 3 for 37 and a touchdown. Green Bay, 2 for 10 and a touchdown. Whoa. What is playing in my ear? Hold on.
I don't know. It's not me.
Hold on. What the hell? Jesus, ESPN just autoplayed in my head. I got Kevin Hart screaming in my ear while you're trying to get me to
I
explain
hate
something.
that.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm hearing Kevin Hart scream about cashback. I don't care. All right, so he starts off his best game in the first 6 games is 3 for 40 or 3 for 37 with a touchdown. I think the touchdown, but his entire season was eh. And he didn't miss any games that I can see. 3, 6, 9, 12. He played 15 out of 16 games if I'm counting this right. He gets 48 catches on 65 targets for 517 yards. They're not utilizing him. They're just not utilizing him. His best game of the year, his best game of the year was against Miami in week 15. He had 6 for 98 and a touchdown. But he came on late. He did a decent job against your Bengals. He was 5 for 65.
Yeah.
But most of these games, he didn't get more than 2 or 3 targets. He only had 65 targets the entire season. In a 17-game season, that's less than 5 targets a game on average. They're not utilizing him. So is the Dawson Knox experiment over? I don't think so. I think they need to change their game plan to utilize him more. Don't forget, Buffalo won. Oh, you know what? You know why there's only 16 games here? The canceled game.
Okay. Yep.
They were on half of the canceled game with Cincy. So that's why. So he did play every game last year that Buffalo played in. And you're talking about a Buffalo team that won on a massive win run at the end of the year. Went 7 straight games to end the regular season.
Yep.
It's just, I don't know. This team was not bad. It beat Kansas City. It couldn't beat Cincy in the playoffs. It split with Miami. It lost. This is the 2 games on this schedule that are inexcusable for the Bills. They lost at the Jets, and then the next week they lost at home in overtime to Minnesota.
Yeah, they have an identity crisis right now.
Kirk Cousins is the measuring stick of a decent team. If you cannot beat Kirk Cousins, you are not a contender.
You know what?
The end.
You know what? You're not. I don't think you're wrong.
They went on that win streak. They only beat Cleveland by 8. They only beat Detroit by 3. They beat New England by 14. Okay. Then they beat the Jets by 8. Then they beat Miami by 3. I mean, a lot of these games were 1 possession or less. And yeah, I don't know. I think Buffalo has too much talent to not succeed. It's like the NFL equivalent of the old banking expression, too big to fail.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. I don't understand why this team isn't better. This team should have given Cincinnati a better run in the playoffs than 27-10.
Yeah, by halftime of that game, the Bills, they just seemed out of it mentally. They didn't know what was happening.
All right, what am I looking at? The Bills depth chart?
Yeah, look at the backup, the second and third string receivers. I have no idea who most of them are.
Okay, so let's see. I know oh my God, their entire running back core is another could have been list.
Yep.
It's James Cook, Damian Harris, Nyheim Hines, and Latavius Murray.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay. All right, wide receiver. So obviously we know Diggs and Davis, right? Khalil Shakir gets up there because Isaiah's gone. The second stringers, because there's a 3 wide receiver set, is Trent Sherfield, Deontay Hardy, and Justin Shorter.
Keep going.
I have no idea who any of those people are.
Look at the third string.
Let's see. Desmond Patman, Isaiah Coulter. We know Coulter. And Keyshawn Johnson, but spelled K-E-E. Okay, I'm gonna try not to go on a rant about how people misspell names. I know you want your kid to have a unique name. Let me give every person who potentially wants to have kids out there a piece of advice. My first name is Britt, and it's spelled B-R-I-T-T. Having a unique name has done absolutely 0 for me in my life, except make me jealous of the source, because he got his name on pencils and a sign on his door that said the source's room. and I got nothing. So
Yeah,
when you want
even
to name your kid,
even Craig is a hard name to find.
yes, when you want to name your son Keyshawn and you spell it Keesean, be prepared for the therapy bill that follows it. Just that's all I'm saying. Oh my God, people with their ugh. Now on the tight end side, they have some really good names: Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid, but their third string is Quentin Morris.
Remember him?
Mm-hmm. And then someone named Zach Davidson, who sounds like he's going to be filling the water cups
He
on the
might be.
Buffalo sideline.
And,
So yeah,
and they only have one fullback.
I'm shocked they even have a fullback. I mean, fullback is like the forgotten position in football these days.
It really
You know,
is.
we haven't had a meaningful fullback in my opinion since Peyton Hillis. But you know, that's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me. So all right, let's see what else is going on out here. We still got some free agents here. A lot of defense in the NFL draft from what I've heard. So it's not shocking to me that when I search the top 100 NFL available free agents as of May 10th, the first 3 names are all edge rushers. And it's Leonard Floyd, Jadeveon Clowney, and Frank Clark. The other thing those guys have in common is they're all 30 years old. Remember when Jadeveon Clowney was good?
For a little while. Did you also see on that list one of the cornerbacks who was available, who is also 30?
No, I see him. No.
Do you want him back?
No.
Sure you do.
Craig is referring to Marcus Peters.
Hide your socks,
Absolutely
people.
not.
Hide your socks.
Absolutely not. That guy is a head case galore, and he's a liability. And I say that knowing you're sitting there saying to yourself, hey, Britt, the freaking Chiefs defense isn't that good. I know. I would rather them hold a drawing and put 2 season ticket holders on the field on game day than have that guy back on my team. He is just not. He's not. I don't want to say he's not stable because again, I work in mental health and that's not a fair thing to say. He is too. His emotions get the better of him too much.
Yeah,
too much.
That's true. That's true. And if you don't know what we're referring to, if anyone listening to this about socks, you can probably find it on YouTube. He threw his socks and possibly his shoes.
In a game the Chiefs needed to win. I think it was the first year that Mahomes was the starter.
Yes.
In a game the Chiefs needed to win to help get us a home game in the playoffs. This is the year, I think, before they won the Super Bowl. Marcus Peters got flagged for something, got upset, got ejected, and threw an absolute fit. And when the coaches told him he needed to leave, he tore off his shoes and threw them into the stands, which enraged Andy Reid. And it was like, get that guy out of here. So then he, decided he wasn't done. So he ripped off his socks, balled them up, and threw them into the stands. So he was traded within a week.
Go figure.
They traded him. Yes, but yeah, it was bizarre. But yeah, he's still out there. There's a lot of defense. There's still a couple offensive tackles out there. But then you get down to like the guys outside the top 10. There's 3 running backs on this list. Zeke Elliott, Kareem Hunt, and Leonard Fournette. I know none of them were really that impressive this year, but all 3 are 28 years old. Somebody has to be looking for a running back that can bring one of these guys on, can't they?
I would think so. There was that big rumor that, Zeke was going to wind up on the Bengals, and another rumor saying he was going to go back onto Dallas, but for a much lower price. So
I feel like Dallas has moved on.
By now, yeah.
I feel like Dallas has moved on. And none of these guys are going to warrant a big contract, right? None of them are going to warrant a big contract. Fournette's the closest one, and even he just doesn't have it in there. But, I mean, so we just talked about the Philadelphia Eagles. You telling me the Eagles couldn't sign one of these guys?
I mean, they might as well just add to it.
I mean, I don't think – I think the DeAndre Swift move is intriguing. And if DeAndre Swift can stay healthy, I think it's meaningful. I don't think DeAndre Swift can stay healthy. I don't.
Probably not. Not for a full season.
I don't. The NFL schedule's coming out this week, Craig.
It is. Comes out tomorrow. Fully.
Now they've let leak a couple of things that they want folks to be aware of, and one of the big ones is going to be on New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The Kansas City Chiefs will host your Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep.
And may God have mercy on our souls, because that is what we call in this area Row Year's Eve.
Yep.
And if you don't know what that means, oh crap! I threw my phone across the room.
Oh, sad.
Tell them about Bro Year's. I'll be right back.
So Broyer's Eve is a homebrew type event that Britton Sean founded as a decade ago now, 9 years ago. I don't know. I have no.
Yeah, this was the 10th. This was or is going to be the 10th one upcoming? I forget.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have a concept of time, but yes. So that's where we go. We go to Two Roads, who should still sponsor us. We go there we go there when they open at 12, and we stay there until last call at 4.
4 or 5 o'clock. Last year was 5.
Yeah, that's true.
This year will be 4 because the game starts at 4:25, and we need to Uber our asses to Sean's house, and continue to drink.
Correct, because we're gonna have to, because the likelihood of this game being extremely important for either of our teams is very likely. So
yes, absolutely. Okay, so all right, here we go. So I know there's a lot going on, but I just kind of want to I want to do a quick side thing if you don't mind.
Sure, go for it.
I have just pulled up and I wanted to wait till after the draft for this.
Okay.
I pulled up the regular season win totals on DraftKings for every team.
Oh no. Okay.
It's time to play Who Have You Got? And you got to pick one. And as we go, if one was like, oh my God, I'm totally doing that, like I did with the Philadelphia Eagles and lost miserably, you got to call it out. This will probably take the rest of the episode, but let's have some fun with this.
Sure.
All right, and obviously they're listed in alphabetical order by town. So we're gonna start with the Arizona Cardinals, over under 4.5.
I'm gonna say over. They'll probably win 5 or 6.
Yeah, I like the over there too. Atlanta Falcons, over under 8.5.
Under. They're not ready.
Yeah, I feel like that's high.
That's high.
I'm not super confident, but I think that's high. Baltimore, 9.5.
That's so dependent on Lamar and his legs.
I'm not even gonna touch that because I don't even know who they are anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Buffalo Bills, 10.5. Another two. I don't know who.
You know what though? With Aaron Rodgers there, I'm gonna say under.
Okay.
Under.
Carolina, 7.5.
Under.
Yeah, I like the under there too.
Total rebuild.
Chicago, 7.5.
For Sean, I'll say over.
Yeah, that's close for me though. I wouldn't touch that one. Your Bengals, 11.5.
Yeah, over. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got it. You have to take the over. It's the law. So, Cleveland Browns, 9.5.
Under. No.
Yeah, I like the under there too. Dumpster fire. I think Baltimore is going to be okay. I think the Bengals are dominant. I think Pittsburgh's going to be a little bit better. So I'll take the under there. Dallas Cowboys, 9.5.
Oh, Lord. I guess over, and then they lose in the playoffs as usual.
You're going to take the under because the under is plus 110. And the reason the under is plus 110 is because every Cowboy fan in the United States has already put money on the over, pushing the line down.
All right, that's fair analysis.
I mean, just put $2 on the under and live like a king. Take your $4.20 and live like a king. So, Denver Broncos, the answer 8.5, and why is the answer under?
Wow. The answer is under because bad.
8.5? Really? You're putting the Bears at 7.5, and you're putting the Broncos at 8.5? Why are you giving the Broncos an extra game?
I don't know. Well, we don't know their schedule yet, but they probably do.
Well, they know who their opponents will be. They don't know what the schedule is actually going to be in order.
True.
Opponents can't. Okay. Detroit Lions, 9.5.
Ooh. I'm gonna say over.
That's intriguing.
Interesting. I'll say over there.
Oh, here's where I'm putting money. Ready for this?
Yep.
Green Bay Packers, 7.5.
Huh.
I just spent the last episode I was screaming about how the Packers when they change quarterbacks are bad. They've only
Under.
done it twice in like my lifetime.
They've only
But
done it twice in 30 years.
yes, seven.
Uh,
I'm gonna take
yeah.
the over.
All right. All right.
I think that team's got a better chance to win 8 games than the Bears does. Houston Texans over under 6.5.
Under.
Really?
There's no way that CJ Stroud is fixing that team. No.
Okay. Colts 6.5.
I don't think Richardson's fixing that team either, but 6.5? I would put them at like 7. So I guess
Yeah,
over.
see, that one's too close to touch.
Yeah.
I would if you force me, I'm gonna take under. All right, here, this one's intriguing. Ready? Jacksonville Jaguars 10.5.
Ooh. Up and coming. The division's terrible.
That's right. I was about to scream under, and you just reminded me how bad the AFC South is.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Colts are a 6.5,
Let's go
and
over.
the Texans. So if the Texans are a 6.5 and the Colts are a 6.5, somebody's got to win the games in that division.
It's going to be Jacksonville.
The Colts are in the South, right? Yes, they're in the South.
For some weird reason. Yes.
Kansas City Chiefs over under 11.5. I'll take the under.
Wow, really?
Yep. I think this is a year that they level off a little bit.
Okay.
I don't think they're nearly as hungry as people want to think they are. I think they're getting they're like a well-fed cat at this point. So,
Fair.
not that they're going to be bad, but I wouldn't be shocked if they only won 10 or 11 games. 11-6 is absolutely in their wheelhouse right now, I think.
Okay. All right.
Chargers 9.5.
Under. Austin Eckler wants to leave and doesn't even want to be there anymore, and they won't trade him.
The rest of that division is woeful. The Raiders are bad. The Broncos are bad. If the Chiefs come back to earth a little bit, I could see that team winning 10 or 11 games.
Okay.
I wouldn't bet it, but I can see it. LA Rams 7.5.
Also terrible because they sold their soul.
Division stronger.
Yeah, I'm going to go... what did they win last year?
I haven't the faintest clue. I don't have it in front of me. Hold on. Let me see. 20, 22, NFL. We'll do it live. Standings. Okay, great. I wasn't actually typing in the search engine. NFL. Jeez, I am old and I can't use technology. NFL standings 2022. Okay. Who are we talking about? We're talking about
Who did you just say?
the Rams.
The Rams, yes.
See, we're old. The Rams went, where are you? 5-12. If the Cardinals are bad and the Seahawks are average and the Niners are above average,
Yeah. All right, pass.
here, the Rams got outscored last year.
Yes.
They won 1 game on the road all year. One. Just saying. I'm not going to bet on that. Let's see, where were we on the list? Raiders 7.5 under.
Under, yeah, I agree.
The Raiders are bad, folks. Bad, capital B, bad. They are not getting better. They were 6-11 last year, and they were a better team last year than they are right now. So under with the Raiders. Miami Dolphins 9.5 is intriguing. I'm taking the under just because I don't trust that team to stay healthy.
Same. I agree.
8.5. This is one I won't touch. This is the Minnesota Vikings. I won't touch this. I'll tell you why.
Because no matter which Cousins.
Exactly. Whichever way you go, Cousins will make you pay. If you go under here, Cousins will squeak out a 9th game. If you go over, this team will lose 9 of its first 10.
And then he'll say, do you like that?
Right. He is going to screw you no matter how you bet this. This is what Kirk Cousins has done in fantasy his entire career. This is what he's done to Vikings fans his entire career. If you bet on the Vikings over under, you are setting yourself up for failure. Don't do it. Put your money in an envelope and mail it to me. It's a better use of your money. Why is the source texting me?
I don't know. He's near a volcano.
Oh, Jesus. Really? All right, I'm not going to deal with that right now. Yeah, the source is on vacation in Hawaii, so he's messaging me about his kids. All right. Well, if you don't you want to worry about your kids. Don't go to Hawaii. What do you want from me? I don't know.
They didn't go with
At
him?
least, no, this is their 20th wedding anniversary trip.
Oh, okay. Nice.
20 years ago this week,
Wow.
you and I were at that wedding.
We were, and I remember driving to the reception, and I remember there being baseballs on the tables.
Yep.
And
It was a baseball themed wedding,
that's the extent of it, really.
which was, quick funny side story. We'll just interrupt this for a second. There was two very funny things that happened at that wedding that very few people know about. The first one was every table, because it was a baseball themed wedding, every table was a different ballpark.
Right.
And the groom's family sat at Citi Field. I think it was still Citi Field at that point. They'd already knocked out Shea. And the wife's family, because they were Yankee fans, sat at Yankee Stadium. But everybody else, they had to go through and get stadiums. And what they wanted to do is they wanted to put your stadium there and then one or two fun facts about your stadium on the card. So you'd get to your table and say, oh, I'm sitting at Fenway. Here's some fun facts about Fenway. Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You guys may not remember this, but you were sitting at San Diego's table. They had just opened Petco Park.
Huh.
And my brother could not find for the life of him a single interesting fact about Petco Park other than it opened the year before. So he called me about 2 weeks before his wedding. He's like, can you do me a favor? You're good at research. Can you find me something, anything about where the Padres play? I don't care if they have to go back and look at Jack Murphy Stadium, but find me something about the Padres. And it took me 2 hours to find something interesting. I don't remember what it was.
I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you.
Like 3 future Hall of Famers had played like their last game there in like consecutive years in like the 70s. Like Willie Mays played his last game there, and then somebody else played their last game there. It just happened and they all ended up in the Hall of Fame. Weird stuff. The other funny story is we had a very emotional aunt named Aunt Fran. You remember Crazy Aunt Fran?
I do.
My brother gave me very specific instructions on his wedding day. You have to pay all the people as the best man. Here's all the envelopes. Don't lose the rings. And don't let Fran near me before the ceremony because she's going to lose her shit and start to cry. And so I had to play goalie and keep our favorite aunt at bay until after the ceremony. And God damn it, I did it.
Good for you.
I did it. She tried by hook and by crook to get back into the back room of that church.
Really?
Oh, yeah. She tried. She talked the priest into walking her back there. The priest came around and said, oh, your aunt wants to come say hi to us. No. And she was right behind him like, Fran, you know you can't come back here. You've been told. You've been told. Don't make me get security. So anyway. So yeah, but so happy anniversary to the Source and his lovely wife. 20 years together this week. As a matter of fact, I think it was either yesterday or today is the actual anniversary. You would think I was there, I would remember, but I don't. So, all right, back to this. Patriots, over under 7.5. I can hear Cinch yelling from down the road under. I can hear it.
All right, we'll go with whatever Cinch wants. So we'll say under.
I can seriously hear. Cinch just got up in his living room, walked to his front door, opened his door because he lives like 3 miles from me, screamed the word under, and he has no idea why. He has no idea why he was just compelled to do that, but that's what he would say. So,
yep.
Saints over under 9.5. Really?
Really? Man, that's tough.
Well,
I don't know.
Brady's retired. Who else is going to put up a fight in that division? Panthers are bad.
Yeah, it's them, Panthers, Tampa Bay, and that team.
The Falcons.
And the Falcons. Okay, so maybe.
8-9 won that division last year.
That's true.
Just remember that. 8 wins won that division last year. Oh, okay, I don't know. Giants, over under 8.5. Under.
Show's over, folks.
Yep, that division's getting stronger. It's not good, but it's stronger.
Oh, that's right. The Giants and Eagles have a Christmas Day game. That's going to be a wonderful Christmas present for everyone. No, it's not.
My Christmas present to myself will be watching that game at home, out of the range of Sean's wife. Because I have never heard anyone yell as loud as she does at a TV when something doesn't happen. That's what, and I'm a loud person. I can still say. Jets under 9.5. Under.
I'm
sleep like a baby.
just gonna say over, just because Just
Under
because.
and sleep like a baby. It's plus 125 for the under. That's where I'm putting my money. So all of you Jet fans out there, you're welcome. They just secured 10 wins because I said that.
If we go by the Eagle history, yes, that is true.
Yes. Eagles over under 10.5. I'm taking the over all day long. Over.
Over it is.
Because I want it to fail miserably. Steelers over under 8.5.
Man, I feel like they're just gonna be 8-8 next year. So
Well, they can't.
yeah, I know. Yeah,
They got to play 17
no,
games.
that's right. That's right. Damn it, and we're 500.
So how does the last game go? So they go into week 17 at 8-8. So you know what? That's a no touch for me.
Yeah,
That's a no touch for me because that could be scheduled. You know, they could pull Atlanta in the last week of the year, or a team like Atlanta, or they could pull Kansas City with home field on the line.
Yeah,
I'm not. Those are the games you got to worry about. Seahawks over under 8.5.
under.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be bad, but I don't have any faith. San Francisco over under 11.5.
Whew. Over.
I'm not gonna touch that. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Tampa 6.5.
Oh Lord, under.
Yeah, they might get to 7 wins because that division's terrible, but they're not gonna get past that. I wouldn't touch it, but if I had to, I'd go under. Titans over under 7.5.
Yeesh. I don't know. I don't know that one.
I mean, is Derrick Henry gonna move?
That's the question that we don't have an answer to.
Is Derrick Henry gonna be good? I mean, there's still Derrick Henry trade talk out there. He's still only 29. I know the injuries history is starting to catch up to him, but I gotta like over 7.5 if Henry stays healthy, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Didn't I say this last year though?
You did.
Didn't I say this last year? What did they do last year? I'm looking it up. They started off strong and then sucked, right?
Yes.
They went 7-10.
There you go.
7-10. That's the team I'm forgetting in the AFC South. And here I am saying the Jaguars can't get to 11 wins when they're playing the Titans, Colts, and Texans twice. They got to win
could.
4. They got to win 4 or 5 of those games, right?
Yeah.
They're going to sweep 2 of those teams and probably split with the other one just cause. I'm just like, I don't know. All right, where are we? All right, one more. Washington Commanders 6.5.
Under.
Really? Wow, that was quick. But we put the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Commanders all under. So you think the Eagles are gonna dominate?
I mean, if we use last season as an indicator, yes. But as we know, every season changes, so that's a tough one.
All right, let's look really quick at division winner lines. Who are the favorites to win the divisions? The favorites in the AFC South are Jaguars because everyone else is terrible. The Eagles are plus 105, but they're the favorites in the NFC East. I don't mind that bet. The Detroit Lions are the favorites to win the NFC North.
Yeah, I can see that. I agree with that.
I'll take the Vikings at plus 350. I just have a feeling. Chiefs are the odds-on favorite in the West. I'm not going to touch that. Bills are the favorites at plus 130, but the Jets are right behind them at plus 230. I think the Dolphins win that division this year. So Bengals plus 130, Ravens at plus 300, Niners are minus 150, and the Saints are plus 110.
Really?
Because the Panthers, Falcons, and Bucks are all bad.
Yes.
They're
all very bad.
Okay, so let me ask you this without seeing any odds.
Yep.
Who's the team that didn't make the playoffs this past year? Last question, and we'll go to final thoughts. Who makes the playoffs this year that didn't last year? And I'll give you the odds when you tell me who you think it's going to be.
Am I counting? I'm counting the wild card. Wild card.
Yeah, just making the playoffs. Who's better this year? There's always a surprise team, right? We knew that Miami was going to be better. We didn't know Miami was going to. Miami's a contender. God, why am I blanking on his name? Who's that guy? Quarterback, the guy who got hurt.
Tua.
Tua. If Tua doesn't get hurt, Miami's a contender last year. So Is Detroit the team that moves up because the division is weak?
I'm gonna say it's either gonna be Detroit or the Saints, because
Let's see
that, like, I don't see how I think the Saints have a very good shot at winning that division with a very not good record. So
yeah. The Saints are minus 195 to make the playoffs. So the Vegas is going to make the playoffs too. I'm going to go. My no pick of the year is going to be Jets at plus 130. The Jets do not make the playoffs this year.
All right. So Brett has just guaranteed the Jets make the playoffs.
Congratulations, Jets fans. Congratulations. So, Craig, we're out of time. We've just been meandering through. We didn't barely scratch the free agency. We barely talked about the draft, but there's just so much to just kind of chitter chatter about. Final thought time. What's on your mind?
Final thought. I'm just going to share something that just came across my phone from our friend John. He just sent me a link that Bo Jackson, NFL and MLB icon, is going to undergo a procedure for having hiccups for nearly a year.
When you say John, you mean the communist?
Yes.
We have a friend we refer to as the communist. For a long time, he hated baseball and apple pie. So one day I just said, "What are you, a communist?" And it stuck. So, okay. So so Bo Jackson needs surgery for hiccups.
Because he's had hiccups for a year. He said he has tried everything. The scare me thing, hang upside down, drinking water, smell the ass of a porcupine. It doesn't work. That's a quote from him. Bo Jackson, that is.
That's a quote from Bo Jackson.
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, all right. All right, I just want you to know I just put $10 on the Jets to not make the playoffs. So, congratulations, Jet fans. Like, literally while Craig was talking. So, wow, okay. That's not your final thought, though.
No, I just wanted to share it, really.
Okay, what do you got?
You know what? There's just, this is what happens every season. There's this giant, like, lull especially after the draft, too. And then all of a sudden, it's going to be the middle of June before you realize it, and everything is going to implode. Yep. So the more informative podcasts are coming. So just,
Yeah, this is like, and because we know it's going to go from 0 to 60 in like a week and a half, this is why we relax right now. When we get back from vacation, because Craig and I are going on vacation, we leave 10 days.
Yeah, 2 Sundays.
Well, when we get back from vacation, it'll be time to sit down and start planning out the schedule for season 7. So until then, enjoy. Folks, go out and enjoy the weather. Touch some grass.
Yeah, it's good for you if you don't have allergies. But
maybe see if your neighbor's still around. Maybe they moved away during the football season. You didn't notice because you were busy. There's a million things you can do. Don't sweat football. If you're in Dynasty, you got to start working now. I gave up. I have 2 Dynasty leagues. I gave one up. I just couldn't deal with the guys anymore. They would send 150 messages in league every single day and then get pissed off at me because I didn't respond to a trade offer. And to be fair, I would be so trying to keep up with stuff. I would miss trade offers, and I'd be like, okay. They'd be like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't get that offer, so I apologize. And so I was finally like, you know what? I'm not going to renew. You guys do you. It's fine. Oh, excuse me. Oh, see, here comes the allergies again. So, but yeah. So that's I'm with Craig on that. My final thought, and just to add on to that. So I guess this is actually my final thought when I think about it. The guy who inspired this segment died last week. Jerry Springer used to end all of his show with my final thought.
That's right.
You remember that? Do you remember the Jerry Springer show?
Yeah. Filmed it not too far from here.
That's right. Stanford is right down the street. The same set that did Maury and Steve Wilkos.
Yep.
You would never know by looking at it because the lighting and the way that the sets rotated was always very clever. But yeah, Jerry Springer was right down the road from us, like an hour from where we live. And he was the one who inspired us to do Final Thoughts because he used to end all of his episodes that way. Of course, the best Final Thought episode ever was in the Treehouse of Horror when he was attacked by alien baby Maggie during his final thought, which was absolutely hysterical. So, but anyway, all right, Craig, we are out of time. We will go forth. We will touch some grass.
We shall.
We probably should do one more episode next week because we're on vacation after that for 2 weeks.
Right.
So hopefully enough stuff interesting happens. I mean, I guess we could just come back here and talk about props again. I don't know what else. We could talk about cricket.
We could. It's a very confusing game if you don't understand it.
I mean, Ireland is playing Bangladesh in the one-day internationals this week, so
it's literally it literally takes them a full day.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not unusual. On the last time I was on a cruise, I tried to understand cricket, and I actually had a guy at the bar trying to explain it to me, and I was just like, "This takes hours to understand." And he goes, "Mate, that's how we feel about your baseball." And I was like, "Okay, that's fair."
Yeah.
That's fair.
I worked with someone who was from England, and he tried to explain cricket to me during lunch, and I was like, "What?" I tried to understand it, but damn.
Yep. So, all right, folks. Well, thank you so much for joining us. One of the ways you can win, even if you don't understand the game, is by leaving us a review. Whatever podcast directory you found us on, leaving us a positive review is really helpful. If you'd like to reach out to us, we are on Twitter, although I don't know if anybody still checks it. Maybe Elon checks it, but we're at Fignuts DFS on Twitter. We are the Football Fignuts Podcast on Facebook, and we are always reachable by email at fignutsdfs@gmail.com. I don't know what else there is to say. I seriously need to take an allergy pill and go lay down. And I've already had 2 of them today.
Hooray, Benadryl.
Hooray, Benadryl. Until I wake up next, my name is Britt.
I'm Craig.
And we are the Football Fignuts Podcast. Oh, and hi, Deb.